The plane crash that killed a rising star in the world of music and film. Reaction today after Aaliyah and 8 others were killed when their plane went down.
She was our age, and it's just scary because that could have been any one of us. And she was an angel, and I know that now.
The tragic death of Aaliyah in a plane crash on August 25th, 2001 has long been surrounded by rumors and speculation. Official reports attribute the accident to an overloaded plane and an inexperienced pilot, but many fans and insiders have raised questions about the circumstances leading to the crash. And now that all of Hollywood's secrets are coming to light, people are hoping they'll finally know what exactly happened behind closed doors. In recent years, various conspiracy theories have emerged, with one of the most controversial being that music mogul Jay-Z may have been involved. It is alleged that Jay-Z orchestrated Aaliyah's demise, and that Aaliyah's rejection of Jay-Z in favor of his business partner Damon Dash further motivated Jay-Z to sabotage her career.
Why does it all come to a head now? Why now? Why?
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time. Like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing shit different. He lined up D-Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Damon Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
Yeah, shout out D-Haven. He actually hit us up, wanted to tell this story.
You need to talk to D-Haven.
Yeah, we need to talk to him.
I told you that last year when I put you on the phone with him.
You did.
I want you to think about this. Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it. Think of the power of that moment. Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend?
Wright's claims go further, suggesting that Aaliyah was drugged and carried onto the ill-fated plane unconscious. Some speculate that Hype Williams played a role in ensuring Aaliyah got on the plane, turning down a safer travel option offered by Lenny Kravitz, which has never been fully explained.
Had even texted Damon. She texted Damon prior to boarding the fatal flight. He said when she actually saw the plane, she said, "I don't like this plane." He said, "I was like, well, don't get on it." But she was like, "I gotta go because I got work to do." Always working, y'all. She was. But he said he was more tight about was that he had heard that Lenny Kravitz had offered her a jet, and Hype Williams took that jet. So he said that's what really made him mad about the whole situation when he heard about that. He said, but you can ask Hype about that. Dame also revealed that he did speak to Hype about it, and when asked about the conversation, he said, you know what, because of my respect for Aaliyah and her family, everyone's respectful of her memory, no one really speaks on it. So in respect for her memory, I don't say a lot of things.
Adding fuel to these speculations is the curious timing of Beyonce's career skyrocketing soon after Aaliyah's death, and Jay-Z's collaboration with R. Kelly, who had a controversial history with Aaliyah. Fans and conspiracy theorists alike have drawn connections between these events, further questioning whether Aaliyah's death was a mere accident or something more sinister. Despite the dramatic nature of these claims, no hard evidence has been provided to substantiate them. While Wright and others insist there was foul play involved, Aaliyah's tragic death officially remains an accident caused by unfortunate circumstances.
Start with the disturbing allegations that have emerged from the R. Kelly trial. What are prosecutors saying that he did to Aaliyah?
Yeah, the reason Aaliyah is part of this case is because prosecutors say she is one of the victims in a decades-long criminal enterprise led by R. Kelly, essentially for the purpose of sexually abusing underage girls. Now, during this trial, one of R. Kelly's former tour managers testified that he is the one who personally bribed a government official to get a fake ID for Aaliyah, saying that she was 18 years old when she was really 15. Why did he do that? Because R. Kelly reportedly wanted to marry her. That's what this man testified. And he said that R. Kelly wanted to marry her because he had gotten Aaliyah pregnant. And he wanted to be able to legally authorize an abortion for her as a minor at just 15 years old. And he also wanted to protect himself from prosecution.
It's reprehensible.
It's awful.
I understood the getting married part. I didn't realize there was a potential baby involved.
And he was seeking protection for himself, according to this testimony, that he didn't want to get in trouble for this pregnancy, and so he was trying to fix it.
On August the 25th, as you heard earlier, 2001, Aaliyah and 8 others died in this fiery plane crash just a minute after taking off from an airport in the Bahamas. Sadly, no one survived. Now, she'd been filming a music video just 200 miles east of Miami. A witness has since come forth claiming Aaliyah was given a pill before she got on the flight. What have you uncovered about that allegation?
Yeah, the new book, Baby Girl, reveals some new details about the final moments before that tragic accident. And according to the author, Aaliyah was sitting in a taxi as her team and the flight crew argued nearby about whether or not to take off, and she complained of having a headache. Now, reportedly, a baggage handler nearby said that someone from her entourage gave her a pill. She took the pill, and that right after, she fell into a very deep sleep. So deep, in fact, that she was carried onto the airplane still asleep and may not have even been aware that she was on the airplane. Now, we should say we don't know what that pill was. It could have been aspirin. Maybe she was just very tired from a long video shoot. And the baggage handler did say that she took it willingly. But it does reveal some new information about those final moments.
In recent weeks, rumors and allegations have been swirling around major music industry figures, including Diddy, Beyonce, Jay-Z, and the late Aaliyah. Speculation has emerged that past relationships and hidden connections are now being uncovered as figures like Beyonce are seen posting frequent tributes to Aaliyah. Some observers suggest this may be an attempt to distract from deeper controversies linked to Diddy, particularly following his recent legal issues.
I'm singing for the angels over lyrics that you wrote for a young woman that you took.
Talk about the young woman that he took.
Aaliyah.
Yes, bless her soul, bless her heart, rest in peace to the late great that never got a chance to even actually arrive. That was before her time, that we all respect and revere.
And look at that. Look at what the fear of man did.
Talk to me.
Because if anybody had truly been focused on God in that moment, they would have forced an investigation, and somebody would have snatched Hype Williams by the collar and just asked him some real questions until he cried.
You mentioned Hype Williams. He branded and marketed himself by being the darker version of what we appreciate. Bless you.
Excuse me.
Bless you. We get some tissue, please, someone. Yes.
Thank you.
So you just gave me like a brain thought that.
One theory that has gained traction is that Beyonce and Jay-Z may be distancing themselves from Diddy due to mounting accusations and the possibility of him facing criminal charges. Diddy, already embroiled in various scandals, is now facing allegations that could lead to serious consequences, including possible jail time.
I just know that that was a murder. You know what I'm saying? That was a spiritual murder, whether people know it or not. Because God don't kill people. You know what I'm saying? Whether people know it or not. And I could go deep, but a lot of people I would have to really bring proof. You know what I'm saying? For what I learned. And she just was cut down in the prime of her life. And it's so unfair. And it wasn't time. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, I believe it wasn't her time to go, because from what I know, it ain't supposed to go down like that. And just simple obedience, like, you know, your gut always warns you this, that your gut never lies to you. And something like luggage and clothes and jewelry and all this madness that we worship is called false idols. We need to really look at the bigger picture right now and look at how, honey.
Aaliyah's death in a plane crash in 2001 continues to evoke sorrow, speculation, and countless questions. At just 22 years old, the singer and actress had already left a lasting impact on the music and entertainment industries. Her passing was a devastating loss for her family, friends, and fans worldwide.
Is that justice is not served. Aaliyah and everybody else who was on that flight with her, their souls may be at peace, but justice is not served. I also feel like anyone with common sense can see that this was just not an accident, and there was obviously some manipulation behind the scenes, because that's another excuse you will hear and see. It's been 20 years, get over it. What's the point? The point is, that's how something like a tragic case like Aaliyah and everybody else that was with her, that's how something like that becomes a cold case. You know, those cases that could have been solved years ago, but people just decided to cover the sheets with it, lock the door on it, just let it be where it was. And there's someone out there with key information that could have came out and said something, that could have revealed something, but it was some sworn silence, and the case went unsolved for 20 years. Or something was covered as an accident for 20 years when it could have been revealed what really happened.
The official explanation of the crash, which occurred in the Bahamas after filming the music video for her hit Rock the Boat, was that the plane was overloaded. The small aircraft, meant to carry only a limited weight, was reportedly packed with Aaliyah's entourage and video equipment. Investigations revealed that the pilot, Luis Morales III, was unlicensed at the time and had traces of cocaine and alcohol in his system. Despite these findings, many fans and industry insiders continue to believe there's more to the story. One of the most persistent theories revolves around the claim that Aaliyah was coerced into boarding the small plane, possibly against her will. Reports have surfaced suggesting that Aaliyah was unconscious when she was placed on the plane, a detail allegedly shared by an associate who witnessed the event. This has never been officially confirmed, but it has fueled further speculation.
Perhaps Aaliyah was killed to make way for Beyonce? At the time of her death in 2001, Aaliyah was unstoppable. Her follow-up album, 1 in a Million, went double platinum. Her Anastasia theme song received an Oscar nomination. She got her first Grammy nod in 1998, and then became a bona fide movie star with Romeo Must Die and The Queen of the Damned.
Another key element of the controversy surrounding Aaliyah's death involves the powerful figures in the music industry who were closely associated with her. Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z and R. Kelly, who were influential figures at the time, have come under scrutiny in discussions about Jaguar Wright, who has been outspoken about the abuse and exploitation that occurs behind the scenes in the music business, has repeatedly pointed to Aaliyah's untimely death as an event tied to darker forces within the industry. Wright's claims are extreme, and they have never been backed by substantial evidence, but they resonate with a segment of the public who believe that Aaliyah's death was never fully investigated.
On August 25th, 2001, we lost Aaliyah in a plane crash, which was deemed an accident, but I believe that her death was a wrongful death because this plane accident wasn't an accident at all. So Aaliyah was traveling, filming a music video when she passed away. This man, Hype Williams, actually moved the shoot to the Bahamas when they were already filming in Miami and using a green screen. Some people believe that this was a ploy to get Aaliyah traveling on her own because she's usually with her brother or her mother while she's traveling to shoot, so they could get her to the Bahamas and avoid the additional family members. This man, Hype Williams, is also connected to another artist named Left Eye who passed away in Honduras when they were on a trip together. So there's something going on with this Hype Williams fellow.
Damon Dash, Aaliyah's boyfriend at the time of her death, has been one of the most vocal about the impact her passing has had on his life. In various interviews, Dash has recounted his grief, describing Aaliyah's death as a devastating blow.
The final few days of her life, Aaliyah had a foreboding of what was to come. She had a haunting feeling about her upcoming trip to the Caribbean to shoot the music video Rock the Boat. In an MTV interview, her boyfriend Damon Dash revealed he was against the trip, and he pleaded with her to stay. He said before she even got on the flight, she told me she didn't like the plane, and again, I told her, yo, don't go.
According to Dash, there were other travel options that Aaliyah could have taken, including a plane offered by Lenny Kravitz. However, the final decision was made by Hype Williams, the director of the music video Aaliyah had just finished shooting. Dash has publicly blamed Williams for pushing Aaliyah to board the smaller, overloaded plane, a choice that has haunted him ever since.
Well, now we know it was all part of the plan. After they finished filming, Aaliyah wanted to call her friend Lenny Kravitz to send his private jet to pick her up because she didn't feel safe. But guess what? Hype Williams shot that idea down and insisted that he had already booked a flight for her. The shady part? Aaliyah was drugged and put on that plane against her will. The plane was overloaded with cargo, the pilot was intoxicated, and it crashed shortly after takeoff, taking Aaliyah's life way too soon. And here's where things get even sketchier. Hype Williams didn't board the plane with Aaliyah. It's almost as if he knew something was going to happen, right? People have always wondered why he didn't join her on that flight, and now it's all starting to make sense. After Aaliyah's death, rumors started swirling that this was no accident. It was a sacrifice. And not just any sacrifice, but a spiritual one to boost the careers of some powerful people. Jay-Z and Diddy were at the top of everyone's suspect list, and Mary J. Blige just spilled all the tea to confirm it. Mary's revelation wasn't—
Dash's frustrations don't end with Aaliyah's death. He has also been deeply critical of the way the music industry treated Aaliyah during her career, particularly in relation to her relationship with R. Kelly. Aaliyah had been involved with Kelly early in her career, a relationship that became infamous after it was revealed that the two were illegally married when Aaliyah was just 15 years old. This revelation has cast a long shadow over Kelly's career, and more recently, he has been convicted on charges related to his sexual exploitation of underage girls. Dash's criticism extends to his former business partner, Jay-Z, who worked with R. Kelly on multiple projects, including the Best of Both Worlds album and tour. Dash has been clear that he disapproved of the collaboration, both because of Kelly's history with Aaliyah and because of the broader moral issues at play.
When he did the record with him, with Jay, that's why I was that was almost like one of the things where I was just like, he's out of here, Jake. I just let it go because I couldn't believe he did a project with her, with R. Kelly, knowing that he had raped my girl.
Ultimately, Aaliyah's death continues to be a source of deep pain for her Dash, but it has also strengthened his resolve to stand up for what he believes is right. For Dash, the tragedy serves as a constant reminder of the darker side of fame and the importance of holding people accountable for their actions, regardless of their status or influence.
First of all, this has to be a hard time, this anniversary coming up of Aaliyah's passing. What goes through your mind?
Well, it's amazing that it's been so long, but it still feels like yesterday. Like literally, I was reflecting today. There hasn't been one day since she's passed, not one. In the 20 years that I haven't either heard her name, heard a record, or seen a picture of her, every single day she's present in my life, and I feel lucky for that.
What did we lose by losing her? Where would she be today?
It's where the world would be today.
Right.
The trajectory of the world would have been a lot different had she been on this planet, because she was an opinion leader. She was one of those people that if she did something first, everyone followed suit. So yeah, she was just building herself as a brand, So again, the trajectory of the world would have been a lot different because she was a very forward thinker.
In the end, the mystery surrounding Aaliyah's death may never be fully resolved, but the conversations it has sparked about accountability, morality, and the treatment of young artists in the entertainment industry will likely continue for years to come.
Now it's hard to say what I want my legacy to be, what I want people to say when I'm long gone. At this point, right now, I'm going to say that I want people to see me as an entertainer, someone who can do it all. And that's how I was trained. And I want people to look at me as a full-on entertainer and a good person. So, we'll talk a few years down the line and we'll see where my head is at then. But that's what I want for right now.
That's it for now. Don't forget to tell us what you think in the comments below. For more updates, hit the bell icon.